Greetings, y'all. So this week I'm talking about Nintendo Switch, the upcoming games that I'm excited for, and then some other games that I would like to see maybe happen down the road. Because, there are other games that are coming that we know of, like, Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4. We know that those games are coming, we just don't have much info on them. And, of course, there is still, like, E3, like, and then, like, things like, there might be more Nintendo Directs and stuff, so there could be more games coming out this year or the following whatever that we don't know about. But these are just the ones that we currently know about, and then of course, like I said, games that I would love to see that, who knows, maybe they will announce them in a Direct or something. Anyway, so the ones that we do know about, and these are games that are coming out this year and next year. So the first one is new Pokemon Snap, which actually comes out this month. My only real complaint is the title. I'm excited for the game. I'll get that out of the way right now, but the title just seems, because this is a long-awaited sequel to a game that, the only other one was on the Nintendo 64. This game is like over 20 years old. But the title, it just seems kind of unoriginal, and I feel like I've seen other people mention this too, but, yeah, I don't know, it's literally, it's a new Pokemon Snap game, and that's literally the name of it. It's just called New Pokemon Snap. Like, personally, I think they kind of should have come up with, like, somewhat of a more gimmicky name. Like, I don't know, Pokemon Snap New Horizon, or the New Region, or something. I don't know. But, but, like I've said on my channel before, I'm not really a graphics hound, but this game looks gorgeous. It's, kind of the same idea. You use, like, a hovered trolley thing that you, like, take pictures of Pokemon. There's, because the original game that was back when there was 151, back when, I'm talking that long ago, and I think there was only about 60 of them in the game, and now there's about 900 Pokemon in existence, and I think there's, like, 200, which I think that's more than enough. Some people were kind of complaining about that, but it's like, you really want to try and take pictures of 900 Pokemon? Of course, you gotta do, like, special things for certain ones and stuff. That's one of the things I always loved about Pokemon Snap, was, like, discovering all the little, like, secrets and stuff, like, and just, like, little mystery, and, like, different challenges and things and stuff like that. And what was funny was that, you could actually, I remember you could take the game to Blockbuster and print out your photos, which, obviously, you're not going to be able to do that with this. Like, there's nothing, well, because Blockbuster is pretty much dead, except for, like, one store, which, where is it, like, in Oregon, I believe? Plus, like, well, another thing is that most people don't really use, like, physical pictures anymore. That was, like I said, this was back in, like, what was it, 99, I believe? This was a time where most people were still using, like, disposable cameras and then taking them to, like, CVS or Walmart or something to print the pictures out. Nowadays, most people just take a picture with their phone and, then they'll, like, post it on social media or something, but, but if you want to, you can obviously, like, take the pictures to Walmart and print them out or something, like, which usually people do that with, like, more personal things, like family, friends, pets, but, and, that's the thing, I think that's part of the thing, like, why, like, if you think about it, like, if these pictures you'll take with Pokemon Snap, you can post them on, like, social media, and if you wanted to, you can save them onto your phone, and then, print them out at Walmart or something, like, if you wanted to, like I said. Now, the next game is, Mitopia, which, despite owning a 3DS, I never played the game, but from what I understand, it's, like, basically a JRPG where you use your Miis to make your own characters, which I think that's an awesome idea. Like, it's obviously it's kind of limited. Like, it's just like your Miis, and then you give them, like, if you make them like a thief or a warrior or a mage, and they just have the outfit for that. But it almost reminds me of this game, Dragon Quest 9. Sorry, there's been so many goddamn Dragon Quest games. But this was a JRPG, obviously, where you make your own character, and then you give them, like, you basically customize them, like you make your classes, like, again, like warrior, thief, mage, etc. But you know, and obviously each class can equip different weapons and armor and stuff, but you can actually see it on the characters. And I think that was, I always thought that was really cool, like how it's like, and it's like you do like the whole enchilada, so to speak, like, you know, shirts, pants, shoes, hats, gloves, and then of course weapons. And like I said, you can see it on the characters, so you can pretty much make like whatever you want to some extent. Like, I remember I made a martial artist who looked like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and I think it was either a mage or a cleric. I think she was a cleric, and she was like this punk rock girl. And I was like, oh, dude, I wish there were more JRPGs like this where you had like could make your own characters like that. And that's kind of what Mitopia is like. And of course, you know, maybe down the road we'll see more games like that. I mean, JRPGs, or more like this, I should say, because, you know, JRPGs have been gaining more popularity over the years. Like, we look at Bravely Default, for example. So, the next game is Splatoon 3. Now, here's the thing. I actually skipped on Splatoon 2, which, let me explain. See, the original Splatoon, which I still have for the Wii U, and then, you know, there was Splatoon 2 for the Switch, but the thing is, the Switch launched in March of 2017, and then Splatoon came out for the system later that year, in July of that year. And then I got my Switch in March of 2018, and, you know, because, like, I knew that, I think it was going to be that fall, like the fall of 2018 was when Nintendo Switch Online was coming, which, from what I, like, could tell, it was, like, very lackluster. Like, it's still kind of, it's gotten a tad better, but it is still very lackluster, and like, you know, I mean, the reason it's cheap is because it's the lack of what they're offering. You know, I know it's hard for people to understand that almost, but it's like the old saying, you know, you get what you pay for. You know, it's cheap because they're not really offering much. But, you know, that's the whole other story. I've made plenty of videos on that, so have, like, other content creators. But the point is, like, I knew that was coming, so I was like, I'm not really going to get Nintendo Switch Online. But by July of 2019, and keep in mind, you know, which, like I said, you know, this would have been 2 years after Splatoon 2 came out. You know, at that point, I got Nintendo Switch Online, mainly for Super Mario Maker 2, and of course I have, like, other games you can play online, like Smash Brothers, for example. But, where was I going with this? The thing was, at this point, you know, like, I got Nintendo Switch Online for Mario Maker and Smash Brothers and maybe a couple other games, but, and, what was I going to say? And, of course, there were other games that came out around this time, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and there were more games coming in the fall, such as, like, what the hell was it? Pokemon Sword and Shield, Link's Awakening, and then Daemon X Machina, and then, you know, so, and this is, like, just Switch. You know, I have other systems and games from, like, you know, like, old and new and stuff that I play, too, so, you know, it's not like I just play my Switch, like, you know, every day, but the point is, it wasn't until about, like, maybe into 2020 that I was like, oh, maybe now, you know, like, because I've kind of settled down with those other games and stuff, and it was like, you know, maybe now it would be a good time to get Splatoon 2 or something, but it was like, I feel like the moment I buy it, they're going to announce Splatoon 3, which, well, it was a year later, they did announce Splatoon 3, and it's not coming out until next year, but the point is, like, I knew that was going to happen, so, but yeah, that's a game I'm excited for. Yeah, it's climbing under my blankets. It's cold. It's raining out right now. I'm recording this on Sunday, but anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the next game is Pokemon Legend of Arceus, I believe it's called. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the title, but basically it's an open world Pokemon game, and it looks amazing. It's like, I guess you could say Breath of the Wild. I mean, obviously there are other open world adventure games, but I'm just kind of using that for an example. It's like, you know, it's like Breath of the Wild, but what the hell was I gonna say? But it's Pokemon, you know, and it just looks awesome, and, you know, I'm really excited for that. That comes out next year, and, yeah, what was I gonna say? The thing I love about open world adventure games like that is because there's this like freedom to kind of you can really just like do whatever you want. Like one day you might play and say like, I think I'm gonna focus on the story today, and then another day you'll play and be like, I'm just gonna kind of aimlessly wander around and do stuff like that. But yeah, so those are the games that I'm excited for. Now I'll try and make this brief. Talk about, since I've already talked about these before, but games that I'd like to see come in the future. The first one, this is an idea I've mentioned before, came up with the whole open world thing. Now, imagine a Kid Icarus open world game. Now, the only one that I've played was the original Kid Icarus on the NES, and this one for the 3DS, which is, the controls are kind of weird. It's hard to explain. It's like you use the stylus to turn and stuff, but despite the weird controls, it's a great game. Very good game. Just like the elements of this game, I feel like would be so perfect for an open world adventure game. Like, and with, again, like the popularity of open world games, I feel like it would be a good thing to do. Like, it would be a perfect way to like make a new Kid Icarus game, bring it to and put it on the Switch. Speaking of IPs getting a new game on the Switch, I wouldn't mind seeing a new WarioWare, which I think I played like the original one for the Game Boy Advance, and I have the one for the Wii U. And it's funny how like how Wario has kind of changed over the years. You know, it started as just like some random Mario enemy in it was like the main villain of Super Mario Land 2 back in Jesus, that was almost 30 years ago. What was that? 92, I believe that game came out. Then he got his own platformer games, the Wario Land games. Then eventually it just kind of turned into the whole WarioWare games, which is basically you play all these like wacky mini games and stuff, and there's like collectibles and stuff. They're just very fun games to play, especially with friends. And hell, maybe you could have like an online mode, like online and offline. And then, well, the next one is, I think I've mentioned this before, and I'm sure other people have talked about this too, is Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart 8, well, Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, excuse me, throat's a little dry. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U came out, what was it, 2014, I believe? So like 7 years ago. And the cat's looking to jump in my lap. Come here. Well, anyway, so then the ported version for the Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, came out, like a couple of months after the Switch. So I think it was like May of 2017 or May, June, something like that. I think it was May. But anyway, I think it's been, the point is it's been like 4 years just about, like since that version, and then, 7 years since the original version. I think we're due for a new Mario Kart game, or, I hope they keep the original, they keep the other Nintendo IPs in there, like Link and the Inklings and the characters from Animal Crossing. Sorry, I never really got into Animal Crossing, so I'm trying to blank on the names. Villager, what was her name? Isabella or something? Isabel? Well, anyway. But yeah, maybe they could add some other Nintendo IPs, or instead of Mario Kart 9, they could just make Nintendo Kart. That would be kind of cool. And what's interesting is, I feel like if this happens, which I feel like it probably will, I think it's only a matter of time, it would be kind of interesting, because it's like, it would be the first time we see 2 Mario Kart games on one Nintendo console. Now, the next one, speaking of sequels, is Fire Emblem Warriors, which, to be honest, as somebody who loves Fire Emblem games and also the Warriors games, which I know some people find them repetitive, and that's perfectly understandable. I've talked about in videos, I love repetitiveness, part of the reason I love those games. And that was actually the game that like made me buy a Switch. It was like the main selling point for me, and it was a great game. But I feel like I don't want to say it could be better, but like my point, I hopefully they'll do another sequel to I'd love to see another sequel, do a sequel, because I would love to see another Fire Emblem Warriors games, and then maybe they could have characters from the other games that weren't in this one. This one was like mostly like the 3D, more recent games, like, and stuff, but do some of the other ones, like the Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn and stuff, So, the last one I am dying to see a new Star Fox game, because as like somebody who's always been a sci-fi fan and stuff, and it would be like, I wonder, if they do like a sequel to Star Fox Zero, because this game didn't really sell well, which that's a whole other story. But whether they port this, whether they do a sequel to this or port it and then do like a sequel, just something that to bring the Star Fox to the Switch. Like, I'd love to see that happen. And if they did port this, which I already made another video, like I think back in September, where I talked about like, my thoughts on like Wii U port. Maybe it was November. I don't know. I did a video where I talked about like, the whole ports and stuff, but because I haven't bought any of the ports. Nothing against people who have, like, that's, who double dipped or whatever, or because it's their first, they didn't own a Wii U. But if they ported this to the Switch and maybe fixed the controls, because the controls aren't bad, they just are kind of odd, like take some getting used to. And if like they fix the controls and maybe add some new modes, like a multiplayer versus mode and some kind of endurance mode where you just fly around and like you see how many enemies you can shoot down until they shoot you down. I could probably do that for hours. Maybe not hours, but I could do it for quite a long time, probably from watching Star Wars movies growing up in the 90s, cause I always loved the space battle, so that's why I would love to be able to do something like that. But yeah, new Star Fox game would be great. So, those are just the games that I'm excited for and ones that I would like to see come out. So, are there any games coming to the Switch that you're excited for or ones that you'd like to see? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. I gotta go get a drink of water because my throat is killing me.